All right, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and I'm going to be talking about a death that happened today. Okay, and or was it yesterday or today? One of those days. Um, has to do with the Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby on his show, it was called the Cosby Show. This guy, uh, Malcolm Jamal Warner, he died either today or yesterday in Costa Rica. Okay, and the reason why this is important, okay, because usually I don't do, uh, uh, you know, every time someone dies, I don't do a video. Okay, it's only if it connects big time to my two predictions, which is June 11th, Washington State gets struck, okay, and it somehow connects to Elvis, who is the real Antichrist, and Trump. There's people walking by my window, and my other prediction is that on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound, most likely in Ohio, on August 4th. Okay, and if it doesn't happen this year, for sure it's next year on August 4th. But so it's August 4th, Trump head wound in Ohio, and the Washington State June 11th event next year, okay, for sure. And so those are my two predictions. So if they don't have connections to that, like I mean, really big time connections, I will not show uh, it every time an actor or somebody dies. I'm not gonna. I don't think that every death is gonna be connected to my Elvis Trump puzzle. Okay, now uh, and I'm going to show you how incredible it is. But there was also another big story that had to do with Pat Tillman and his brother, which I've talked about, which also connects to my two predictions. But I'm going to save that for tomorrow, and I might not do an actual video where I leave it up. But anyway, so man, I'm getting so I have so much in my mind right now. If you're new to the channel, make sure you watch the live section of this channel, because you might, to watch this first, you might not understand it. You need to watch all my live streams. Go over there, because that's where all my recent videos are. Okay. Anyway, so let's watch this. So they're saying, oh, I can't even play the whole thing because it'll get a copyright. So let me just show you real quick. Look at what they're saying here in the very first thing they say. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can get them to play it here.
With his wife and 8-year-old daughter in Costa Rica. Listen. And accidentally drowned when a rip current dragged him deeper into the ocean. The police report says onlookers at the beach workers declared.
So this guy drowned, this Malcolm Jamal Warner, okay, and he played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show. Now watch what they say is the last interview he did. But again, if you ask Google, they say it wasn't his last interview. So there is contradictory, but this is from Entertainment Tonight. Listen to when they say his last interview was.
Him lifeless, and his body was sent to the morgue. His last public appearance, June 11th, at Sirius XM Studios in New York. On vacation.
So June 11th, did you hear that? June 11th was his last interview or public appearance, whatever. Do you see what I mean? Now, again, I'm not sure if that's true, but let's go with Entertainment Tonight. E.T., get it? Elvis Trump. But anyway, so what else? So there's your first 611 connection, right? But really, this story is about Trump. Hold on. Give me a second here. So this story is mainly, about the August 4th connections, okay? Let me show you. So look at this. First of all, the show, I'm going to get to the good stuff in a moment here. I'm sorry about that. The show started, the Cosby Show, where this Malcolm Jamal Warner was on, it started back in '84. So there's an '84 connection right there with the year, because I told you Trump's gonna get his head wound on '84, and then he drowned supposedly in Costa Rica, right? And what's interesting, because anything to do with water has to do with Elvis, and I'll show you that in a moment. And like I said, he played Theo Huxtable on the show. And look where he died. They're saying it's play a cockless. Cockless. Anyway, it's got the EL. Play cockless or cocals, whatever out there they pronounce it. But I'm just saying, what's the chance of that, having the weird name in there too? Because, they love to, put innuendos in their stories. And here's another connection. Remember, he drowned, right? I told you Elvis equals water. You see how Elvis equals water? And remember, his last interview was on June 11th, okay? Elvis equals water. Same exact numbers. And it also equals reset. Every single number for the word reset equals exactly the word water and the word Elvis. Because Elvis is the reset. And how did God reset the earth? With water, remember? Now, remember, everything's about the two predictions having to do with Trump and Elvis, right? And hold on, I need to find out exactly when he died. Hold on. Give me a second here. When did Malcolm Jamal Warner die?
Malcolm Jamal
yesterday.
Warner
He died
died
yesterday.
on July 20.
So he died yesterday. And something to do with the moon landing. I think it was the 56th anniversary of the moon landing or something. And by the way, Costa Rica is the 506 area code, if you want to talk about that. The 56th birthday of the moon landing. The supposed moon landing, because we don't believe that nonsense. But anyway, so let me just show this. So remember, Elvis and everything's about Elvis and Trump and Obama, right? Because Obama's born on the day Trump gets his head wound. So Elvis's birthday. Oh, you know what? Let me rectify this. Hold on. It was. See, the story didn't break till today. Okay, so it might have happened yesterday, but we didn't hear about Malcolm Jamal Warner's death till today. So who knows when he actually, was. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't even believe what's going on here. But so let's just go with the fact that we heard the news today. Because what I did was I wrote today's date instead of yesterday. So if you use today's date, it works out properly. So it's one day off technically, but we didn't get the news till today. Okay, 7/21. And from Elvis's birthday to 7/21, the day we heard the news of Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, is 6 months, 14 days. Trump's born on 6/14, and 6 times 14 equals 84. Okay, you'll see how it all connects in a moment. This is just the beginning stuff. So 6 months, 14 days in between Elvis and Jamal's death, okay? The guy who played Theo Huxtable, okay? And in between 6/14 and 7/21, it's today's date. The day we heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner's death is 1 month, 8 days. Elvis is born on 1/8, okay? Same thing from Trump's birthday. Okay, the other equation was from Elvis's birthday. And what is this? Oh, from Malcolm Jamal Warner's real birth date, his real birth date, it's 8/18. And you know how important the 1/8 is, because I told you Elvis was born on 1/8. And he had a twin born on 1/8 also. Anyway, from his date of birth to the day Elvis died is 6 years, 11 months, 30 days. And I told you the 3 and the 0 are crowns. Okay? You see how it's like a 3 is a W or the letter E like Elvis, and the O is a crown or a portal or a head, and 611. So it's a crown on 611, right? From his death, his birth to Elvis's death, right? Now, and then from Elvis's death to today's date, it's 47 years, 11 months, 6 days. I'm talking about to the day we heard about Malcolm Jamal Warner's death, which is today. He died yesterday, supposedly. So that's, yeah, I'm not buying it anyway. So we're going by the fact that they showed it today. All right. Nobody heard about it yesterday. All right. Now, the real story is, give me a second here before I. By the way, I'm not going to leave this video up very long. Only like maybe a couple of days. I'll probably take it down in a couple of days. Let's see. And they said, like I said, it was an accidental drowning. Now, look at. And by the way, his name on the show was Theo, and the word Theo means gift from God or gift of God, something like that. But Theos or Theos in the Bible means God in Greek, I think. You know, so that's another connection to the word God. And who was the? Because I told you this whole puzzle connects to the 26th president. Okay, but the 25th president gets assassinated, McKinley, and then the 26th president comes in, which is the youngest president at the age of 42. Washington died at the age. I mean, Washington state is the 42nd state, and Elvis died at the age of 42. So that's why next year is the 26th year, right? Year 26, and that's why it's so important to this puzzle, because because the 25th president gets assassinated, get it? And I'm telling you that on 8/4 this year, Trump is going to get his head wound on August 4th. But he survives. But first they pronounce him dead. Anyway, so August 4th, he gets his head wound. Then, like I said, it goes into next year, and it's the year 26. So the 25th president gets assassinated, get it? McKinley. Then the 26th president is the youngest president at the age of 42. And what's his name? Theodore Roosevelt. And when Elvis was born, another Roosevelt was president. What's his name? My brain's not working, man. Man, I told you I have so much. I wasn't even going to do this video. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Yeah, it was the president when Elvis was born. But the Roosevelt I'm talking about is the 26th president, Theodore. And so anyway, his name is Theo Huxtable on the Bill Cosby show. Okay? And yeah, someone's mentioning the Theodore has a door, and Theo is like Theos means God. It's like, because Jesus is the door. He's the truth, the way, and the life, right? But he's the door also, you know. And he's, you know, basically they're saying he's the way. That's exactly who he is. Jesus is God. Anyway, so that's why it lines up perfectly what's happening right now, okay? And so that connects to the Theodore Roosevelt connection, right? And but here's where it starts to get interesting. So remember, in real life, oh, and by the way, his birthday is 8/18. Malcolm Jamal Warner. 8/18 is the day Elvis had his funeral, because 8/16 he died, but 8/18 they had the funeral, I think, or the burial, one of those two. But 8/18, okay. Now, And that was when he was his real birthday. Now let's look at Theo Huxtable, the guy Malcolm Jamal Warner played on the Cosby Show. Let's look at his date on the show, okay? And by the way, the viewers gave me like 3 or 4 of the pieces of information I'm showing in this video because I missed it, you know. Now look at this. Look at his date. Look at this. Look at the date of his birthday on the show. August 4th, 1970. You see? Theo Huxtable, August 4th, 1970. You can't make this stuff up. Okay? And look, the mother and father are the CC, Cliff and Claire. CC. But so it's August 4th. You know, and just to add, you know, just to make sure, here's another place where it says it's August 4th. Okay? So, yeah. All right. Hold on one second. And then he drowned. I explained that already. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to show you the rest of it right now. Give me a second here. And by the way, the reason that this is not going very smooth is because, MB, I saw that. The Tesla restaurant. And it looks, no, forget about that. It's what it looks like. The outside, that's what's important. Yeah, I was going to do a video on that tomorrow. This came up right now. It's that Tesla restaurant, because someone's mentioning something, because Tesla connects to Seattle. Because Tesla is the word Seattle. I mean, you know, if you just use the same letter twice, it's the word Seattle. And anyway, so let me show you, now that you know that Theo's birthday is August 4th on the show. See, Theo Huxtable, the guy who died today, his real name is Malcolm Jamal Warner, who was born on 8/18, but his real birthday is 8/18, but his television birthday is 8/4, and it's 15 days if you add the day in between. Okay, if you add the day, and the crown is the 15. I told you the 3 or the O, you know, the W is the 3. Anyway, interesting that if you use, because Obama's born on August 4th, and that's the day Trump gets his head wound, right? If you go from Obama's birthday to to the Theo Huxtable's TV birthday, you know, the guy who died, Malcolm Jamal Warner, but his TV birthday, is 3288 days. Look at those numbers right here. Watch this. So this from Obama's birthday to the TV birthday. Now let's go from Trump's birthday. Man, I messed this up. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I almost messed that up. Just give me 1 second. It'll take less than a second here. So, sorry about that. So let me show that time. So from Obama's birthday to the fake birth date of the guy who died today is 3,288 days from Obama's birthday. Now from Trump's birthday to Malcolm's real birth date is 8832. Look, it's the same numbers. The other one was 3288, and this is 8832. You get what I'm saying? Because remember, Trump's gonna get his head wound on 8/4, Obama's birthday. That's why I'm connecting it to Obama here with the Theo Huxtable birthday, you know. But this is the real birthday, of the guy who died, 8/18. But anyway, now from Trump's birthday to the fake birth date is 8818 days. Okay. again, connecting, because the word Trump equals 88. All the 8 connections. Okay, if you've been watching my videos. Anyway, the whole point is that Theo Huxtable, the TV birthday, his TV birthday is 8/4. The guy who played Theo on the Cosby Show. Okay, and from 8/4 to Elvis's, from that date, his fake birthday, to Elvis's death, look at the months, and what happens is it's 84 months and 12 days or 13 days if you add the days. So if you add the 12 and 13, you get 25, and that's this year, 8/4/25. So there's a connection here, okay? And then if you go from Theo Huxtable's TV birthday to this year when Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, it's 55 years, and Satan equals 55, okay? So and this guy, the real guy died today, or yesterday. And notice that he died in his birth date is 1970. And that's when his real birth date is also, but it's 8/18, his real birthday, 1970. But anyway, 1970 is important because it's the 197 with crown. And the 45th prime is 197. And the O is the crown, the head, the portal, and Trump was the 45th president, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot to write this part. Just real quick, let me do this. Before I show the final thing here. Give me 1 second. So remember, the 45th prime is 197, and we were looking at the year 1970, right, when that guy was born. And 197 with the crown, the Trump head wound is the crown, right? And he was the 45th president. And look, notice the numbers, 197, this is the 45th prime, 197. The 8th prime is 19, the 4th prime is 7. There's your 197 connected to 8/4. And then if you take the 19th, if you use the 19th prime and the 7th prime, it adds up to 84. You see? I mean, the only thing that's scary here is that 19 plus 7 is 26. So could it be next year on the 20? That's what I keep telling you guys. It's either it's 100% it's going to be on 8/4. I just wasn't sure about the year, but for sure next year is the final year, and because it's 1,000,000% that June 11th is happening next year. Okay, that's why I believe I believe this is going to happen first, August 4th. But if it doesn't, then it's going to be next year, August 4th. Okay, the dates are perfect. I just didn't know the year. Okay, now what's the last thing here? Now here's if you don't believe that it all connects to Trump, remember this guy was his TV birthday. Where is it? His TV birthday is August 4th. The guy who died either yesterday or today, Malcolm Jamal Warner, right? This is his TV birthday, not his real birthday. And look at this. Look at this. See, that's another confirmation. His real name, Malcolm Jamal Warner, not only does it have the 666 connection, but the forward numbers, which is the most important numbers, equals Donald John Trump. See? Not the back numbers, but just the forward numbers, which is the more important numbers. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So that's why you know it's connected. All right. For him to be drowned, for him to die this unexpectedly, it's just really weird, But is it possible? Yes. Could all of this be a coincidence? Yeah. But I doubt it. Okay. Now, there's one more thing. Let's, what did I do with the phone? All right. Like I said, folks, this was a very hard video to do because I wasn't prepared. I literally was not going to do this, but because someone told me the date of his TV birthday was 8/4, I had to do it, and that's why I tried to figure it out in 1 hour. I wasn't prepared. Hold on. Just give me a second. All right. Just real quick, let me play that one more time, that video.
His wife and 8-year-old daughter in history.
Just give me a second here.
Malcolm was reportedly on vacation with his wife and 8-year-old daughter.
So he drowned. Listen.
Dragged him deeper into the ocean. The police report says onlookers at the beach tried to help, but Red Cross workers declared him lifeless, and his body was sent to the morgue.
Here it comes.
His last public appearance, June 11th, at Sirius XM Studios.
So his last public appearance, they're saying, was June 11th, right? I played that earlier. Again with the June 11th. So he's got an 8/4 connection, and he's got a June 11th connection. And if you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I see what you're saying in the chat. Yeah, that's good research. Appreciate that. And let me just show this last thing. So it's interesting that for the people who don't know, because I remember this, and I've looked into this before in the past and showed this on my old channel that got terminated, and because I've had 41 channels terminated by YouTube, and this is my 42nd channel. And you know how important that is. But anyway, so Bill Cosby had a son that was murdered on the 405. You understand? The 450. 405, 45 with a crown. Anyway, Bill Cosby's son. Are you ready for this? Think of the word Elvis when I say this. Who is Bill Cosby's son that was murdered? Darn it. When was Bill Cosby's son who died born? Damn, I'm trying to get them to say it. They won't say it. Unbelievable. Anyway, here, let me just tell you. What the heck? When did Bill Cosby's son, Ennis, die? Man, I'm going to break this phone. Stupid. Look, his name is Ennis, like Elvis, okay? He's got the E and the IS, just like Elvis almost, okay? And by the way, ENN equals 30. But anyway, look, he died on 1/16, which is like the 6/11. And for the people who know my videos, you know the codes, the MM. It's the same initials code. The guy who killed him was 18 years old. 18. Elvis died when Elvis born on 1/8. And 6 + 6 + 6 is 18, And August 4th is the 216th day of the year. 6 × 6 × 6 equals 216. And Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. His full name. See, it's all connected to Elvis and Trump, because Elvis is the real Antichrist. Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. Okay? Anyway, so Ennis, he was killed on 1/16. Look at that. 611. Get it? Yeah, I'm going to leave this video up, even though I'm not too crazy about it, because I wasn't prepared, like I said. And you know, if you add the letter P, you know how they do with Elvis, pelvis? Add the P to Ennis and see what the word sounds like. You understand? Enos, Ennis, Enos, get it? Add a P to it. Add the letter P. Anyway. All right, folks. I don't have anything else. And what's funny is someone mentioned this, that Bill Cosby. Well, uh, Bill Cosby used to do commercials for pudding pops, which is the PP. And I told you guys the PP is the Antichrist reference. You don't know what I'm talking about. You got to watch my videos. But make sure if you're new to the channel, you go to the live section of his channel and watch it. He used to push the pudding pops. He was pushing the PP. That Bill Cosby. Okay. And you know that Theo's best friend on the show, what was the name of Theo Huxtable's best friend on the Cosby show? Hold on. Yeah, there it is. I know everything's backwards because something's wrong with my phone. Look, it's the word cockroach. That's the guy's name. That was Theo's best friend. Cockroach. By the way, folks, I'm right-handed. See, everything's showing backwards. It looks like I'm writing with my left hand. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, Theo, it's an important name. Theo, Theos, you know. Anyway, folks, that's it. I'm done. Like I said, this video was not very good. I admit that. But I'm going to delete it, you know, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I just want people to see that, you know, that it connected to. And tomorrow I'll do a video on the Pat Tillman thing. Anyway, God bless all of you. Appreciate it. Make sure you comment under the video and thumb it up, you know, if you want it to stay up. If you don't, I'm going to delete it. Yeah, I talked about that story too. Someone's talking about something else. All right. Anyway, God bless all of you. I'll see you guys in 12 to 15 hours from now. All right. Like I said, I'll leave this up for 24 hours at least. Okay. End the video. Jesus is God. I'm just trying to think, did I forget to say anything? I don't think I did. No. All right. End the video.